That's to our top story, and 3 teenagers found guilty of the manslaughter of an aspiring rapper in New Cross will be sentenced tonight. Myron Yarde, also known as Mdot, died after being stabbed in the legs in April last year. Our reporter Eleanor Cunningham is outside the Old Bailey for us this evening with the details. Eleanor.
The judge, Nicholas Cook, described it as knife-armed gang violence in London. 3 teenagers and 2 others were sentenced here at the Old Bailey just less than an hour ago. The teenagers in question were 16, 15 and 19 when the incident took place, when Myron Yarde was killed in South London in New Cross, the youngest being 15 at the time. The history of this is that Myron Yarde had lent a bicycle to a friend to an area in New Cross, the Monson area, which was then stolen. This is all meant to be part of gang territory, which was mentioned in court today. The bike was stolen, and because of that, Myron Yarde took it upon himself, armed himself with either what was thought of as a samurai sword or a machete, and went after those people and to reprimand them. And in fact, it came to a bloody end when he was then backed up against the wall by the 3 teenage defendants, who were sentenced here today, and was stabbed in the leg 5 times, one of which led to him dying in hospital just a few hours later. Now, the defendants, some of them were actually to be remained anonymous, but those restrictions have been lifted. So for the first time, we can name the young men who were involved in this. The first one is Junior Lucello Mami. He delivered the fatal blow to Myron's leg, slashing an ephemeral artery which led him to bleed out on the street. He was given 12 years in detention. The second was 19-year-old Faust Richards. He admitted to stabbing Myron 4 times and admitted to being a drug dealer during the case, and the knife one of the knives that stabbed Myron was actually recovered in his back garden. He was given 13 years due to him being older. Then there was Lucas Reach. He was 15 years old at the time, and he wasn't thought to have stabbed Myron himself, but he is thought to have helped disarm him during the attack, and he was also thought to be a part of perverting the courts of justice by helping hide one of the weapons involved in the crime. He was given 12 years. And 2 others were also sentenced today. They were 32-year-old Charlotte Edmonds and 31-year-old Jamie Kennedy, both from Lewisham. They were both given 2 years and 3 months for perverting the course of justice, because it's believed that they helped hide weapons involved in the crime. Now, earlier, around half an hour ago, I spoke to Charlotte, who is the sister of Myron Yarde, and she spoke about these sentences today.
I'm really happy with how the judges dealt with the whole case. Happy with the sentencing, and as a family, we couldn't ask for the support. It's been overwhelming and really tough. He was like a rock to all of us, even though he was our younger brother, but he's greatly missed, and it's been very difficult for us. It's happening a lot in London and across the country, and it needs to be stopped, and there needs to be more things that needs to be done to help these young teenagers to get away from this sort of crime. And there needs to be the fact that I think a lot of these teenagers realising that the fact that they're young, that they can get away with it or not be named and shamed, but I think it's a good thing, and just to show that, you know, something needs to be done about this. I would just remember him for being his loving and caring, and always willing to be there for people and be there for us as a family. I just greatly miss him.
Now, Judge Nicholas Cook said he wouldn't usually give sentences of this long for cases like this. However, he said he wanted to make an example of these young men so that they act as a deterrent for others on the streets wanting to take part in knife crime, which he described as a dreadful, dreadful problem in South London.